Let's start today's session. In today's session, what we are going to see is how we can utilize sheet metal with more capability and more efficiently. In this session, we will mainly focus on the automation that we can call out and the uh, Excel sheets that we can utilize in our sheet metal and utilize it for our benefit working efficiently on it. So today's tips and tricks are mainly going to focus on automatic selections and secondly flattens and the corner treatment and our some new feature that are added in SolidWorks 2025, and then we will see what is how we are providing the solution on cloud also. So this was a brief about our topics. So this are going to be our topics for today's webinar. Sheet metal sheet metal gauge table. How we can utilize gauge table, how we can customize gauge table for our references. Secondly, we will see how we can incorporate material to our gauge tables so that leveraging that option by applying material, I can also call out my gauge table with it. Then we will look into the flatten, most important option of our sheet metal, because our whole fabrication work and manufacturing works depends upon the flatten what the DXL we got from it. Then we will go further into corner treatments in sheet metal. Then our newly added option, which is uh, band notches in SolidWorks sheet metal. And then we will explore little about sheet metal creator, 3D sheet metal creator, what we call our cloud based solution, in which we can design the whole sheet metal component on the cloud from anywhere, from any device, utilizing just our browsers and credentials. So this is how the session is going to go. So let's move forward. Uh, what is gauge table in sheet metal? Gauge table in sheet metal is the thing that controls the parameters in sheet metal, which is thickness, its band radius, its K factor, and we can create different number of gauge tables by in which we can define our thicknesses. It's Excel based, so we can modify it for our reference as per our company standards, and we can add it on it also. Customizing it is totally automatic. You just need to select the right gauge for the product you are going to be designing. As I said, you can create your own customized gauge table by utilizing the basic gauge tables which are already available in SolidWorks. You don't need to redesign the whole table or need to apply the whole restrictions macros in the background which already running. You just need to copy the tables that are already available in SolidWorks, and then you can move forward with it. How this will help us to avoid manual errors, incorrect thicknesses or banding parameters. You can just be 110% sure that the gauge tables are going to call out the uh, parameters that you have applied in it, and you are going to get the best of it. So let's move to my SolidWorks screen and see how we can do that. Okay, so here is one of my part which I have already created in sheet metal. So for starters, if I need to start from zero, though, let's see how we can start from zero, and then I will apply those in already created parts also. So you will see how it's easier to apply in both when you are designing from zero or when you are reutilizing those parts. So easily from here you just need to select a gauge table option.
Okay.
Then uh, you can select any tables that are already available for you from the Dassault system SolidWorks itself. Okay. So why I am focusing on that term that we should use all the already given tables. So we don't have to recalibrate the whole system that is already created in here. So here you can see different gauges are also available. But where is this gauge table is located? The gauge table is located in your program files, Dassault Systems, 3D Experience, SolidWorks, Lang, English, sheet metal gauge tables section. But these all gauge tables are mostly read only. So what we need to do is, if we need to customize this gauge table for our utilization, that's why this session is called tips and tricks, because we are going to learn how to customize the given product only. So here I have opened a sample table file. What I'm going to do is I'm going to save as this in a different location. Let's say on desktop in webinar folder, and let's rename it to something else. Sorry, I have tried. I have already one or two files. Now let's say for new parts and save it over there. So as you can see over here, this sample test tables are only in read only conditions. You have to go through your admin accesses, and then you will be able to maybe edit this tables. But in here I have my own system which is local, and I can easily edit it. So here you just need to copy the values, paste it over here, change the values as per your requirement. I'm just going to demonstrate how easy it is to do that. So these all are your radiuses, band radiuses, available band radiuses. You can increase them, you can decrease them. Just you have to use colon, and you can separate them. So let's add some further more. And I'm going to save this. So now to manipulate this table in SolidWorks, what I need to do is I just need to go here to browse it to the location where I have already set it up. Here you will see for new part. Here you can see the new gauge I have added. Different radius is also available. K factor is already taken. And the relief system is also already taken, which is mostly thickness basis. So this is how you can elevate your gauge table utilizing these options, which will help you to reduce your time for applying thicknesses, and then see if the band radius is right or not. You can just create the gauge table for your company specifically, and then utilize tool gauges with ease. So here now the question arises, here are only few options and few thicknesses. What if I have more than this thicknesses? Then you can utilize this all these tables. For example, if you go to here, you can select gauges. For gauge 5, this is the angle and this is the radius. This all are band dejections. You can also create band dejection tables utilizing excels and leverage that in your everyday life, which will help you to reduce your work. You just don't need to recheck every time. You will get the right thing in one go. So I hope I was clear in this option. And you have to make sure to save it on a secured location. Have a backup of your customized gauge tables that you will leverage in your work, everyday work, which will help you to you do it efficiently. But what happens if I want to apply material and I want my gauge table to be called out automatically? I just need to select that it is SS material, has it is a steel of this thickness, and that's it. I don't want to go to gauge table and select this thickness or this gauge. So in that case, what we can do, we can go to our material editor and create our customized category, create our own group, and add our materials over there. How it will help? It will assign sheet metal properties automatically. It will embed the bending parameters like thickness, band radius, all the sheet metal properties automatically. And as we all know, it will automatically update if you make any changes in those tables which is outside the SolidWorks. And yes, you have to make the material database backup, which will be saved in this file format specifically. You have to make your own material database and have a backup of that. So let us see how we can do that. Let's try it over here only. Just go to our edit, then create a new library. Let me name it webinar. Okay. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste this over here. So now I'm going to rename this as like a test. Then I'm going to go over here in sheet metal parameters. I'm going to apply the gauge table, band table, or band calculation table. These three tables that can be customized, that can be added in the material section. Just go to the browse, find your own location, your own database. That's why I'm leveraging on creating a backup for that. Select this, and here you will get that option. And as I will hit apply, the material is applied, and here the gauges are also over here. The customized gauge which I have added, which is 20 gauge, it's also over here. So with material you can do the you can also call out gauge table, which will reduce your time. You don't have to go on sheet metal and select the gauge. You just need to apply a material. Now how we can utilize this? We can also apply different appearances in these specific materials. So if you have an assembly over 100 part, by just color coding you can verify the gauge of the sheet metal product that you are utilizing. You can also customize that. You can leverage it by just applying material appearances to your specific materials, your customized material library. It's as easy as it can be. Just go over there, select a material, and then you're good to go. Even let's for once let's add a new material here. Let's and then in sheet metal gauge, I will apply sample aluminum appearance to this and apply. Okay. Now what I will do is I will create another similar sketch. I'm just going to go over here. Not going to utilize this. I've created this. Now, as I have two different cut lists, I can go over here and here I can select material, edit material, test, apply. Maybe something is um, overlapping that. But yes, you can utilize different two different materials from a material selections. Uh, let's just test if it does. Hmm. And so ideal cases where you are going to utilize this, you are going to utilize it in your design material sections, and you will able to you have an advanced and integrated system with the material coding, color coding that you can apply on your fabrication cases. After that, the most important object which every sheet metal industry need is flattening system. So here is in our flatten, we can by one click we can unfold the whole product. Based on bending rules, we can change the size of a bonding box and have our DXF. So let's go over there and see what are other options available in that flatten options. So here, as you can see, this is one of my part. As I create a flatten, you can see there are a number of edges visible over here. So normally this wouldn't happen with you because there is an option which is default by itself. What you can to leverage that option, you can go over here and in edit feature option, you can merge faces. And when you will merge faces, you will see that it will give you a clear look of and clear understanding of all the faces. Other than that, in flatten options, there are few more options which you can utilize, which is simplified band. Now, what is simplified band? Simplified bands are some complex band that you need to, which are hard to be created in manufacturing, which are not easily manufacturable. For that, we have a called simplified band option. How it works is it gives so here, as you can see, it gives you a simplified cutting surface which don't have the obstruction. Here is an example of it. Here you can see it's more tangential towards the cutting section. Here uh, it's have a curve. That curve can be trickier to be created. So it's an option that will give you the tangential version of it that give you a better output during the manufacturing process. So as we create on a simplified pen, Here you can see the changes. The curves are similar and tangential, which are easier to cut from it. Similar to that, we also have an option which is called so slits. Slits are utilized where where the object is getting interference more. They are utilized to reduce the friction overlapping of the material mostly. So you can also apply slits in here. So now the most important option, how to get a DXF or a DWG from it. It's far more easier and far more faster than anything else. You just create a 3D part. You don't need to create its drawing. If the product is right and if it is the perfect one, then you just need to right click on it, export to DXF or DWG, save, and then you can select what you want: geometry, baseline, sketches, library features, forming tool, bounding boxes, whatever you will select, it will be going to be there. Then you can also assign an origin and just click OK. It will provide you the DXF or DWG version. You can also remove entities if you don't like, but it's only up to you. And then as you will save, your DXF is ready. You don't even need to create the whole drawing for it. If this looks right, then your fabrication worker need to just cut it out. But in flatten, we have we sometimes face some options for problems actually. So like this, what if I have created a part and it is giving me this kind of bounding box? Is it an ideal one? No, the wastage is more and it may concern my fabricator to cut out. So what we can do is we can again go in edit flatten option. We can change the face from which the flatten has been created, and sorry, we can change the face, and then we can apply the grain direction in which direction we want it to be cut, and then just simply cut OK. And now you can see it is much more clearer, much more refined than before. This will help your fabricator to cut it easily, because before this it was something like this, and this is will create more wastage here, over here, small pieces which cannot be utilized anywhere else. So you can also leverage this option in your day-to-day life. Select your face, apply the green direction, and just hit OK, and you are good to go. So am I being clear until now? I hope so. So after that, let's talk about our corner treatments in sheet metal. What the purpose? Corner treatment prevent material overlapping, tearing, and unwanted gap during the bending and flattening processes. Where to apply? That's the most important question. It should be applied very technically and with concern, because if it is applied wrongly, you will surely have gaps between the product, between your product, and then it has to be welded or it has to be hammered just to get that weld out, which is not a preferable process of manufacturing. So Corner reliefs. How many types of corner relief are there? Rectangular, round or slot we can call, and tier. So let's move over here. Let's see how they look in here. For that, you can just need to go over corner reliefs, select all corners. It will automatically select your corners. Now the corner relief systems work on thickness ratios. It is mostly controlled by thickness ratios. So here you can utilize thickness ratio. What thickness ratio you want to apply? You can apply rectangular, circular, round, or tier, whatever you want to like. You can apply those with your liking only. Now again, there is more to the corner relief option, which is corner trim tool. And now why it is useful? It is useful for a complex geometry where corner reliefs are not capable of to relieve the whole stress and there is some friction happening between two corners of a same product or there is some material overlapping all it. How it helps? It's help in clean design, clean manufacturing, proper corner reliefs, ensure accurate flattening and smooth fabrication, which is most important for our fabricators. So let's see how we can do that. So again, to my SolidWorks window. So here, let's do a flatten. So as you can see, we have already applied, I have already applied some corner trims. Let's just remove them, delete, and yes. So see, before corner trims, there are hard edges over here, which are sharp edges, which will intersect in each other at the end of a day and make our life a bit more harder. So to reduce that, what we can do is we can go over here, just select corner trim, collect all corners. For some what reasons my select all corner is not working. Maybe I will look into it. So here you can easily select them. But here is also one catch that you should keep in your mind. Ratio to thickness. It also create collected whole break corners at the edges. You can also apply radiuses. But the concern is when you will apply on centered to the baseline, you will see firstly these two circles are on different locations, then they are on the same point. Why? So when the band line meets, the circle will start creating itself from the location of where the both band lines are intersecting themselves. Here is in bet here is a better. Let's see if I can show you. Yes. Here as you can see, when the centered on band line selection is on, The circle will be created on the intersecting point of these two band lines, not on the edge of our product. You can go for both of them. It really depends upon your requirement how you want to go. But this is one of the option here that you can leverage in your day-to-day life and have something somewhat peace of mind. So as I will click OK, so all the sharp edges will be gone, and then it's easier to have our product ready. Similar to our um, on system which is like SolidWorks connected, we also have a one option which is Axe Sheet Metal. Before Axe Sheet Metal, let me tell you about one more option which is over here. Let me delete this on the break corner option. Again, go to the flatten option. Here you can see the band notches, this collect all band, and you can apply different band notches also. There's a rectangular one, there's a circular one, there is a, now you can easily tell your size of what size of band notch you want and hit OK. Okay, it's suppressed. So here you can see the band notches are applied. It will also go through the DXF. So here also you can see your band notches are available, which will help your fabricator while banding this all system. So this is how you can also utilize band notch. This is newly added feature of what's new 2025. You will not find this in 24. So yes, you can leverage. You can now also leverage band notches in this. So after learning about the standalone the system-based version of SolidWorks, let's move to the one I used to call cloud version. From anywhere, everywhere, we can just log into your user ID and you can just go over it and create your sheet metal work. For that, what you need to have is you need to have uh, firstly you need to have that role. Then you can utilize it. You can go through a X sheet metal option, which we have, which we call 3D sheet metal creator. This role helps you to design sheet metal product online. So I will demonstrate you a little about how you can utilize it. Okay, it's as simple and as technical as the our old SolidWorks. You don't need to have mm, worries about how we are going to utilize it, but it is faster and it's better. Why? Because you are going over a cloud and you don't need to wait for someone to uh, leave the system and then sit here and design. You can design this on your phone also. It is that easy. So it is as simple as it can be. And mostly the options are same as we have in SolidWorks, but you don't have to spend anything on your machinery. It's totally cloud based. It will be saved on cloud. It can be converted into DXF. Yes, it can be shared easily. Here also you can apply your thickness, your radius, and here are more options than the SolidWorks. You can apply round relief, linear relief, tangent reliefs, maximum relief, or a closed one. And yes, it has the similar options. Okay. If you go to sketch, you can easily sketch on it. You don't need to worry. You can edit all those sketch like SolidWorks in SolidWorks we used to. But here you can have different band option. If you want to have a closed one, if you have to have a square one, that's okay. And here you can see it works as similar as that our individual site works with all the options and much more. We have blend from flat, we have bands which we can add. We can add corners also. If I go to corner this and select the edge, okay, we have already a radius over there, so it cannot be communicated. But yes, you have different options over here also that can be utilized. It is as same as your loving SolidWorks. Even you have much more options. Mm. So yes, that's it from my side for this webinar. I am open for questions if you have any.